So the time has come to replace the bees that sadly didn't make it through the winter months. We've driven all the way up to Coventry to collect 2 hives of bees, which I'd ordered some months ago. Everything was planned to the nth degree, but we didn't expect for the fob on the car to fail as we left the hotel to drive to the bee farm. So we started the day badly, with the car making lots of squealing noises and flashing lights whilst we fixed the problem. Having collected the bees, we drove back, and it was time now to introduce them to their new homes. You can see that the bee boxes that have come out of the car have been put on top of the hives in which they're going to then live. And after about an hour or so that they can acclimatise to the location, the frames that came in the transport boxes were lifted carefully into their new hives, and then the lids placed on.
I will feed you in your new home as well.
We have the first beehive, and we had the fourth beehive. In between is one spare large hive, just in case, and a little nucleus hive, in case you find some small amount of bees which you want to nurture. Rachel is just checking the frames to make sure there is a queen on there. Otherwise, we have just been rooked out of an awful lot of money. But in fact, all is good, and there they are, set up and happily buzzing around.
While I'm here, I'm going to give you some more water. Okay? I need some more water stations, but I'll have a quick look on that. Coming in, my ladies. So girlies, you have pretty much drunk all of your syrup already. Put the lid straight back on. I don't want anyone inside. Come on, lovely. Whoop. Good girl, out you come. Come on, good girl. Very sticky fingers now.
It's amazing how much water bees need to find in order to take a drink and take some to the hive. Whilst out flailing, I suddenly came across a swarm of bees down in the bottom end of the woodland. I stopped the tractor and I quickly contacted Rachel, who arrived much faster than I ever seen her arrive anywhere before, which is a good thing. Now, carefully, whilst I watch on, she snips the branch and removes the swarm. The swarm is then placed into a temporary transport box. The important bit being, you've got to get the queen. If you don't get the queen, you're all going to fly away. At this point, I'm standing a few feet away, and as usual, I don't own a bee suit. Now, this is not the first occasion I've had to stand next to a swarm while Rachel is suited and booted, and I get nothing more than 2 pairs of rubber gloves.
This seems just...
This brought things to a head for me, and shortly after this part was filmed, I was ordering a bee suit.
If the queen's in the box, they'll all follow her in there. I don't know, honey. I can't answer that question.
Now, even though the bees have been messed with and the queen's been moved, and there is an awful lot of buzzing, you will see that actually they're not that angry. They know where the queen is, they're fussing around her, so they're pretty chilled really. But now's the time to give them a little bit of space, an opportunity for them all to find their way into the little box in which the queen is now sitting. And then they will all form together to become a swarm again in the box, ready for us to transport them away.
All I can hope is that I managed to get the queen in the box and that they're now all going to follow her in there.
See just how close my tractor was to the swarm.
Fingers crossed.
Here we are, we've taken the bees and we've put them into their new hive. I'm now wearing my super duper bee suit, which actually I'm testing to see if it's good enough so that Rachel can have a proper new bee suit. We're doing a hive inspection today. This doesn't happen very often, but it's important to check the hive to make sure everything is healthy and that the bees are comfortable. And look, we have some honey being made. In this particular hive, we seem to have had a little bit of water get in, which we've got to deal with. We've also discovered that some of the frames are very tight, so I adjusted one or two just to make them more easily removed and replaced. Bee suit looks special. So hive goes back together and we're done for another session.
Thank you for watching our latest episode of Mansion Copse Farm. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to continue watching our journey as we transform this land, click subscribe and the little bell and you will get notified when we issue a new video. Thanks very much.